Natalie, as her family asked me to call her, ran away from home in 2010 at age 15. While away, she encountered a pimp who forced her to sell sex on Backpage.com. Backpage is a classifieds website that is similar to Craigslist, but Craigslist got rid of its adult section years ago, and Backpage still has one, and it's thriving. Not only is prostitution illegal in most places in the United States, many people say that Backpage also facilitates sex trafficking, which means anyone who's a minor who is selling sex, or even adults who are coerced or forced into doing so. For those reasons, watchdog groups, victims, lots of other people, lawmakers have tried to close down Backpage, or at least close down its adult services section.
Backpage is a company from the Netherlands, but its main office is right here in Dallas, Texas. That's right, Dallas, Texas. Think about that. Your neighbor's dog.
In September 2016, the California Department of Justice filed charges against Backpage CEO Carl Ferrer and Backpage co-founders Michael Lacey and James Larkin. Authorities arrested the three men in October. The defendants have asked the court to dismiss the charges, citing the Communications Decency Act, which basically keeps web publishers from being liable for content that users create. Natalie's parents described her to me as a typical American girl before this ordeal. She liked watching the Harry Potter movies. She liked playing soccer before authorities found her during a sting operation and reunited her with her family. When she returned, however, that version of Natalie didn't exist anymore.
How many encounters do you think you had during that time?
Over 150.
Over 150?
Yeah.
Would that have been possible without Backpage?
No way.
Natalie is now in a case against Backpage for its role in the ordeal. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says it has identified more than 420 cases of missing children trafficked on Backpage.com. It's also identified at least 3,000 potential cases. Researchers from Arizona State University have identified an additional 150 confirmed cases of children trafficked on Backpage. And yet free speech advocates and sex worker rights advocates fear a shutdown of Backpage, or at least of its adult services section. One sex worker with whom I spoke said everyone she knows in the industry is using Backpage. Sex worker rights advocates also say that working on Backpage is much safer than working on the streets, and academics from Baylor University and elsewhere back up those claims. Sex workers say this is related to broader stigmas against people in their industry, and they point to statements by the ACLU, the United Nations, World Health Organization, and others who have said that sex work should be decriminalized. So the case against Backpage raises serious issues about free speech and commerce, and also of the safety of sex workers and children. The courts in Washington State and California will now have to grapple with those issues for which there's never been easy solutions.